PPI, PPI, FOMC, oh my. We've got tons of stuff this week. And welcome everybody. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome to the show. And it's Leah, Ed, Rob, Gary, Rex, Diana, Dan, Amy. Hey, I don't recognize your name, Amy. Welcome to the show. Ivan, Andreas, Ted, Joseph, Diane, Wade, Mary, Tim, General Rush. Good to see you, sir. And I think Goose is on the road. Lots of people on their way here already. Welcome to the show. This is 30 Minutes of Awesome. Hey, my favorite subscriber in the whole world, the boss. And welcome. Good to see you, my dear. Dave, good to have you. And so, like I said, starting it out, the first thing I said, CPI, PPI, FOMC. CPI coming in hot tomorrow morning. Hey, Sledge, what's up? And Tara, Jason, if you want to chat with me like all these awesome people saying, hey, what's up? All you got to do, click the button right over here. Dun, 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 dun. Click that button on the screen, the little green overlay thing, and be a subscriber on the channel. A few seconds later, while I am live, you can chat. If I'm no longer live, you'll have to leave a comment down below. And there you go. There you go. Welcome. And welcome to the show. Before we get started, I guess, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining, not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument or anything from anybody, any gurus, anything. All right? Don't buy stocks, don't buy options, don't buy Forex, don't buy futures, don't buy cryptos, don't buy bonds, don't buy treasuries, don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. If you desire personal financial advice, hire and consult a financial advisor. I think Rongamer's out fishing. Maybe he'll catch this later. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. All right. Let's pitter patter. Let's get at her, as they say. So coming in tomorrow, we've got the CPI coming in hot tomorrow morning before the open. And kind of nervous about this because we rallied strongly into the close. And right there is CPI, right in front of 2 p.m. Fed funds rate right there. And then 2:30 p.m. These are all Eastern time. FOMC press conference. Jerome Powell get there speaking, talking about what he's doing, what he's not doing, what he's feeling, and what he had for breakfast. Hey, there's a goose. I knew you were driving or mobile or whatever. And so those are the big things coming up tomorrow. Big things. Those are market moving things. Be careful. Stay nimble. Stay quick. You know, this could, we could make a top here and experience some downside price action. Now, coming up on Thursday, after the FOMC meeting, right here, core PPI, unemployment claims, right there, 8:30, and I'll do my regular morning show. I've got an in-person event coming up starting tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, we have the welcome dinner. And then on Thursday, I will be doing not really a studio audience because I'll be at the hotel. So I guess it's a live hotel conference room audience, if you will. That will be on the morning show, 9:15 a.m. is the normal, regular, old morning show. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the little notification, the bell doodad, the thing down there that, you know, it looks like a little bell. I'll probably, let's see if I can draw a funky little bell thingy, like right down there. It's got these little doodads like this. If you hit that, it's got the doodad. And if you hit that thing, it looks more like a rocket ship than it does a bell. If you hit that bell down there, you're get notified if YouTube thinks you'll listen to it. But if not, well, set your alert on your phone. Also, kick out the alerts in Discord if you're in Discord. But, you know, this one morning, I guess last week, I'm misfired, I guess. And the alert didn't go out till after I was done being live. Sorry about that. Happens. Technological difficulties. So, anyway, any questions about the upcoming stuff? I think inflation is going to continue to be sticky. That's what we already saw in the PCE. I mean, maybe they're able to soften it a little bit. maybe. I mean, it's been 3.4. It's kind of gonna be 3.4, 3.3, 3. I mean, it's gonna be hanging out right here. It's probably not going away. We're not going back down here. We're past all that. So, yeah. I mean, that whole mountain of crap right there. Ever since whatever, I've seen all sorts of prices, like all sorts of quotes, like since 2014, inflation's up, some ungodly amount. It's like, yeah, because you add all those together, and that's a pretty crazy amount. Prices are up. Prices are not likely not going down. As long as we're increasing money supply, prices not going down. If we start cutting interest rates, what does that do? It increases the money supply. What does that do? It stokes inflation. It keeps going up. I mean, it's not a difficult problem. I mean, it's pretty clear. And the money supply went like this, so inflation went like this, and prices went like this, and it's not a surprise. So we're probably in this lull before we go up again, because inflation tends to go in double bouts. Anytime we have big inflation, it tends to do these dips and pops, because that's the way business cycles work. All right, we tend to, they write contracts on this year, and then we go through a dip, and then those contracts go into the next year, and then we get a dip, and then the contracts go into the next year, and we get a dip, and then the contracts go in the next year. I mean, that's the business cycle of the whole thing. So, varying degrees depending on money supply and other factors in the economy, but we tend to get these yearly pops, and we're on a bigger pop, but we're on a lull, and we're probably going to go through another pop, and then a lull, and a pop, and a lull, and a pop, and a lull. It's the inflation cycle. It just is. That's the way goods and services, that's the way businesses do contracts, and it trickles down to you and me, the people that pay for it. The consumer pays for everything in this country. We pay the taxes, we pay everything. I mean, we tax corporations more. I mean, we're not taxing corporate greed, we're taxing you and me. It all trickles through to the bottom line. One way or another, it's all on the back of consumers, no matter what anybody says. So anyway, I digress. That's CPI for you. FOMC probably going to hold rates steady. I mean, that's what the DGS2 chart indicates. Look at all these freaking alerts over here. Clear. I wish there was an easy button to clear all these. Doesn't seem to be. Wow, there's a bunch of alerts today. All these popping up on my other computer, and this computer not really clearing them off. So that's cool. I know how to do this fast. Let's see. Do that and do this. And there we go. Cleared. Instead of clearing 900 more rates or more alerts. So right here, DGS2, that's what this chart is. Delta Golf Sierra 2, right there. 2-year constant maturity rate. I'll move this out of the way. That's what we got, right? 2-year constant maturity rate. Commonly held as the market's interest rate. Right now, hanging out at 4.72. The Fed funds rate. And to get this, you just go to tradingview.com. All right, make you an account, log in, free, no cost. Pop up super charts, what they call super charts. Go to DGS2, Delta Golf Sierra 2. And then pop this up. Then to get the orange line, that'll give you the blue line. DGS2 is the blue line. To get the orange line, click on this plus sign right by the ticker, right up here in the upper left. And type in FED, right there. Fed funds, Fed, Fed, FOMC, Fed funds, FUNDS. It's the funds rate, and pops on the orange rate. Now, little secret that I don't think mainstream media has figured out yet is that the orange rate, the Fed funds rate, always chases the market rate. It chases it up. Then we pretend like the Fed's making a difference, and then, oh my gosh, the market is actually is actually dropping, so we got to chase it back down. Nope, we caught it for a minute. Let's pause. Oh, nope. And we go to zero rate. And we try to push the rate lower on the market, and nothing happens. And then, oh no, the market's running up, so we got to start raising rates. And then we go through it again. And then the market starts inflation and raising rates, and we chase it again. Now we're above it. Every time we've crossed it in the past has led to a financial crisis in this country, the United States, that is, and at least in my trading past. Like, there's the dot-com bust, there's the great financial crisis, there's the rates freakouts of the late 2018, 19 into 2020 COVID. It was actually in this rate freakout right here. Isn't that weird? It was in the chart right there. COVID was in the chart. So what's going to be part of this narrative as we plummet to the bottom? What's out here? I don't know. Are we going to do it from right here where we are? Are we going to do it from up here? I don't know. With the sticky inflation, it's quite possible. And many people, I'd say hardly anybody else is talking about everybody's talking about cuts, right? When's the Fed cutting? How about when's the Fed raising rates? If this 2-year constant maturity rate breaks out above the Fed funds rate, we just been churning. We got close back here in October and freaked out a little bit. Now we're back up here again. If this freaks out and crosses over, watch out. The Fed will raise rates, not cut rates. Wouldn't that be a shocker to everybody? A shocker to everybody. I mean, everybody's talking about how the Fed's cutting rates. Oh, it's an election year. The Fed has to cut rates. They can't. They can't risk it at the moment. I don't think they can cut rates this time. You know, maybe a surprise cut, maybe not. I mean, if they cut, it's just going to create a bigger problem than we've already got cooking. And if this thing starts getting out of control, they have to raise rates. I don't know. I mean, it'd be a horrible, crazy disaster if the real market rates stayed high and the Fed cut rates. Like, I mean, we've never had an instance like that before. So, yeah, you can see chasing rates. They're always chasing rates. So, always chasing rates. Be careful. Be careful. Anyway, watch out. So, rolling back into the calendar, PPI, that's producer prices right there. That's it's a leading indicator on inflation. I don't have the year-over-year chart for that, unfortunately. That's kind of lame. But last time, we were forecasting a 0.1 and got a 0.5 month over month. That was that's producer prices going up, and all the ISM manufacturing indexes and stuff are showing plummeting in demand, and services, like Texas services, like going in the toilet. Demand is incredibly low. So prices are going up on producers, yet the demand is going down. That's like stagflation. I think that's what they call that. And not too good. So we'll see what happens on Thursday morning right there, 8:30. This is Eastern time. Right there before the market opens at 9:30 a.m. So like I said, I'll be live in front of a conference room audience for Morning Monster at 9:15 on Thursday, and then we do it again on Friday with a live audience. We'll get the I may or may not still be live for this number right there, the consumer sentiment. We'll see. Is the consumer happy with the market? Is the consumer not happy with market prices? So we'll see what sentiment is. It's been kind of on the decline. And I guess we got a little bit of reprieve the last read, but hey, that's we were expecting a 75 and got a 60. That's not a reprieve. That was a shock down, but it's been climbing. The trend has been up, although somewhat choppy. Tends to be kind of choppy. So consumer sentiment really hasn't recovered since we bottomed it out in the what JT called the recession back here, and climbing a little bit, but could go down again. That's where we are. Hey, Forex Secret Game, glad to have you on the stream. And MB Deborah Allen, glad to have everybody as always. So, where to get free site again? So, free charts is tradingview.com right here. Tradingview.com. You just go to tradingview.com, click the button, open account. It's free. You can chart just about everything I'm going to chart here today for free. In fact, I don't even pay for data, so I do pay for alerts with a premium account. That's basically what you get with you get more indicators and more alerts. But hey, can I have the CPI direction? Yeah. probably higher CPI. That's what I just got done going through. Just got done going through CPI and PPI. So if you missed it, just hit the bar right there and pull it back a little bit. Rewind, re-go through it. So, all right. That covers the, pop back over here. That covers CPI, PPI, and FOMC kind of tomorrow. Now, we'll get into your request. But first, I'm going to give you a little market update. So hold off on throwing the requests in there until we get through this. So just give me a minute. We'll pop through a few of the popular market things, and then we can hit your requests for at least 30 minutes, probably an hour. That's the way it's been going lately. And been doing this for, gosh, we're coming up on 3 years. I've been doing 30 minutes of awesome. Isn't that crazy? I think it's crazy. So S&P closed up here in the target zone. I don't know. That's definitely could be the top right here. In the next day or so, we could be topping out and supports all the way down here. That's going to be pretty rough if we go do that 4,900. So pretty wild right there. SPY was climbing right into the close and then pulling back immediately after the close. So this is cautionary, cautionary, cautionary. So ES, if we pop up and look at that, S&P 500 futures, we can see how we were actually how we're actually trading after the close, and drifting off just a little bit after hitting the target. Finally nailed that target on ES right there. Finally nailed it. Finally nailed that one. Finally scraping the bottom of the bubble on the bigger target. Can we make it up to here, where Nvidia is basically the biggest company in the land? I don't know. I don't know. We could roll. This could be the end. Look at Nasdaq. Look how strong that performed today. Holy guacamole. That blew it right up to the 1272 extension. Right there. And stopped right at the close. I mean, sometimes this stuff works. It's just crazy. Sometimes. How about just cut staff in the White House? Heck with wages. Let's cut staff. I don't know. The Biden needs like the 1,200 people or whatever working for him. Anyway. Russell, not nearly as bullish right here. Small caps indicating it's canary in the coal mine here. We went down and tapped the roadmap line twice in a row. If the market rolls, this thing is going down here, probably 1,800 right there pretty quickly. Oil came up, stalled at the roadmap line. What is the roadmap line? The roadmap line is the 144 and 169 EMAs. I've got videos on it and how it works in the catalog in the background, or links in the description for $5. You can get the masterclass and an easy button to throw it on the chart. Simple and easy. Anyway, so roadmap line right now, that's resistance since we're below it. If we turn down, target is down here 65 first and then 60 below that for oil. If we can break above it and hold above it, hold above this consolidation we did the last month or so, probably cruising on up here 92, 95 area right there. 105, big resistance, the 618 of the whole big correction from way back here. Way back here. 105 area right there. Put the chart back in log mode because it's moving more than $50. And right up there, 105. We get above that, odds are we're coming up here 150 area right there. Now, how long will it take? That could take into next year if we're going to make that big a move. Could take a little while. So the interesting thing I was talking about this morning is algos are set to buy oil in all cases. Let me pop this over here, bring it over. Check this out. Here's Brent on the right and WTI, which is CL, light crude, on the left. All conditions here. Algos are set to buy. Algos buy, algo buying, even in the down market and flat market. Big down has more buying than a flat market, funny enough. So down small, that's buying. Down big, up big, that's a lot of buying. Up small, that's a lot of buying. So, and that's forecast through, we're looking into July here. So that's upward pressure on oil from now through July. Right there on both Brent and light crude CL. Right there. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Everybody cool on that? Moving on. And gasoline prices, same sort of situation. We held, look at this though. This is the most bullish thing I've pulled up so far. This has done a measured bounce, holding. We break above the roadmap line right here. We do the breakout, probably going right up here, 340, right there. It doesn't matter who's in the White House or not in the White House or whatever, who said what, she said who. Right there is probably the target if we can break out. And the breakout's going to have to be above this level, right? You see this consolidation over here and that high right there. So breakout's going to have to be above that 256, 257 area right there. We get above that, probably going to go cruising on up here to 330, 340, right up in there. Dun, 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 dun. Be careful. Doesn't that usually happen in August? What is that? Gotta tell me what that is. I don't. That is a vague term. Anyway, heating oil, which is diesel fuel, made it to the target. Made it to the first target. Look at 232. Dipped in there and bouncing strongly. That could be the bottom. We don't actually have to go on down. Like I was thinking maybe we would make a lower low here, but that could have been it. That could have been the final flush. So watch for a break back above this level as the first sign, the first indication, right around 250. Back above 260 would indicate we're going on up. Now, it's still possible that we go down and make a lower low. Still entirely possible that we go visit this area right here. So if we find resistance and turn down, probably coming down here. If we come up here and find resistance, probably coming down. If we break out, and this is going to be the next level right up in here. That kind of like head and shoulders thing it made right there. Pushed on down. That level. Let's see. Hold on. 1 second. There he goes. So that neckline broke. Man, that's sloppy. Yeah, we could end up down here. Be careful. Now you can say that was really sloppy and it should be different. Well, I guess it could be different if we go like this and like that. Pick that one. And we could have it slightly different, and we could be complete. So it's hard to. This is a difficult pattern. Trend lines are the least reliable, and head and shoulders still pretty unreliable. But they work when they work. They don't when they don't. That's kind of like everything in the market, right? And so watch for that break above that. You know, it's like another friend of mine calls it a crown pattern. And the spike, this bigger spike, the other spike, and the way he trades it though is when we break above the lower points of the crown. When we break above that, that's why this line's sitting right here. We're highly likely to be done with whatever downside we have and go zooming off higher. Right there. Could be much higher because the correction on this thing, look at this baby. Look at this baby. That high right there, that low right there. That would be the standard 618 resistance right there. We break through there, cruising on higher. $5 a gallon for diesel. Maybe like, but the demand is like, there's no demand for that. So be careful. Be careful. Oil is kind of a free-flowing market. They free flow all the time. So they do switch blends throughout the year. You know, August starts transitioning into the winter blend, and you know, somewhere around March starts transitioning into the summer blend. So, but on the whole, traders are much more influential on the prices than demand. I hate to say it, but it's kind of the way it works in the commodities and futures market. So natural gas did break out pretty good here, and I liquidated my natural gas position yesterday. UNG had a small little few contracts, sold them out, and we tagged the upside targets there. I sold them out when we tagged the target yesterday at 340. I was like, oh, I'm out. But UNG here, we didn't actually tag the target yet. 2216 was the upside, and so this one's lagging that NG chart, the natural gas futures chart, lagging quite a bit. GC had a rough day, Couldn't really pop, couldn't really drop, didn't really do much. Do kind of expect it to drop on down in this 22.45 area, make a bottom. Maybe give me the chance to buy back in the GLD around the 208, 210 area that I've been looking for, right down in here. We tagged my alert, but I wanted 210. I didn't want 210.50. I waited on it, and now we're back down here again. Can we just get the dip into the zone where I want to buy that long-term 2026 call? It's 2026, and I want to buy that call out there. Maybe $300, maybe 300 strike, 260, 300 strike, somewhere in there. And I want that long-term exposure because I'm probably going higher on gold in the long term. Short term, probably still working on the correction here. Silver, we are so close to doing a potential measured bounce setup, or we could come back to the roadmap line here. Not out of the realm of possibility. Just correct back out that move and then go again. 35 still the target on the upside after this correction plays out. I just can't say how long it'll take for that correction to play out. And copper, funny enough, looks like it wants to take a bigger correction here. That's a big three-wave move. If we break back below this level at 430, probably coming down here. If we hold it, probably going on higher and not corrective. We'll see. And that's pretty much it for the main stuff. BTC USD, all-time history. Right there. And today we saw a pretty good flush. We have the downtrend line. Like I said, downtrends, trend line is not the most reliable, but we tag the trend line again, holding above it, which is bullish, till we break below it, till we have daily close below it, still bullish. Still, we've got these tails, lots of testing, failed to go higher, still bullish until we break down below. Then we're probably going to retest support right down here, potentially. So upside target's still the same, 77, 85 above that. And ETH USD, all-time history. This one still looks good for coming all the way back down to 32. Still looks good. So we can see Bitcoin actually push lower. Maybe everything hits the roadmap line. Maybe. It's in the cards. Be careful out there. All right. Now, it's that time of the day where I take requests for at least 30 minutes. Please use a full ticker in capital letters is my preference, so I can distinguish other things from tickers. Please use a complete ticker that pulls up a symbol. If you're requesting a crypto or a Forex or something like that, please use the whole ticker, like the pair, like BTC USD or BTC ETH, whatever it is. Just like I have on the screen right here, BTC or ETH USD, use the pair because cryptos and Forex and stuff trades in pairs. So, all right. And I'll do this at least for 30 minutes until I get tired. Remember, it's a high-level analysis, not telling you what to do, but if you do have a specific question, long or short, please include that in your request. Amazon hitting its head on the top here. Can we break out and go? The upside would be up here around 218. If we fail it, we could come back down, support all the way back down here around 120. So support all the way down there, resistance up here at 218. Can we do it? I don't know. I certainly don't know right now. That's I would feel starting to feel lots of stuff toppy action all over the place. It makes me nervous. Definitely nervous. Seeing a very, very narrow participation in the stock market. Hood tagging that target right there. I would love nothing more than to see this rock and roll on higher. They agreed to buy Bitstamp, which was a crypto broker, and that should be pretty positive. I clicked the wrong blue circle logo. So come over here and we have 2.4 million cryptos, 781 exchanges. Come down in here and look at Bitstamp right here. That's the broker that Robinhood has a tentative agreement to buy. List 197 markets, 197 pairs, 93 coins. Right there, deal in USDs, euros, and Great British pounds. So right there, the potential Not the most highly rated broker, but puts in a better position to service the crypto market. So we'll see what happens on that one. All right, Caterpillar coming down for the bounce. Beautiful. Let's just clear this baby up at this point. Nice 3-wave corrective. Now, the only problem here at this point is it's not balanced. So this first move down, second move down right here would put us just a little bit lower, possibly 312. Possibly we get the extension down to 300 here. So this is the support zone, not just the roadmap line. Roadmap line, yes, but we may push lower just because of the balance. Now we look at the rest of the balance. See, we held that 618 line very tightly. That usually indicates we're coming on down. We're going to get at least symmetry, if not a little extension on the correction. And I believe in technical analysis, not fundamental. So if we're going higher now, that's the resistance. If we push on down, resistance right in here. Targets would be up here so far around 390, 390-ish, 400-ish, possibly. Yeah, the targets are less if we bounce from where we are. Probably only 390-ish, 397-ish. So a little bit deeper lets us go higher. On cat, Avalanche. Most crypto just looks pretty boring. It's going to be pretty boring. This is under the roadmap line. Extension targets on lower 27, 23. Right there you go for Avalanche. Kind of boring right now. Support at that 30 level, but if we get below that, probably going to extend it down a little bit more. Boring, boring, boring. Nothing exciting on that one. So Shopify coming up next, and still under the roadmap line, still bias for the further target down. Still my bias, and put it on the log scale, 618 level, right down there around 40. That's what it looks like. And could it break higher? It could. It could just hold this area and go, but not the strongest looking chart at the moment. It looks like it wants to do the bigger flush. So, all right, Solana. A little bit more bullish right there. Holding above the roadmap line. Did an attempt of a breakout, which indicates we're going on up to 228, 245. Initial indication. Dun, 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 dun. Do we have any statistics on this? No. No statistics. Cool. So the pattern, Solana hasn't existed long enough to have triggered any of the patterns on the daily chart anyway. So as you can see, we've been riding above the roadmap line, hit here, bounced up, hit the resistance. We've got to break through that. So zooming back up, and that resistance right there, got to get above that to confirm we're going higher at this point. So new trend, pullback, continuation. That would take us to here. If we can get above that 618 level, be very positive and probably take us on higher. Possibly, we still have the possibility we're going up to 440, possibly 689. Crazy big numbers, but that's the way Solana looks right now. Looks pretty dang positive, and kind of a proponent of the Solana network. Million transactions per second. That's better transaction throughput than Visa, so strong there. All right, and I just skipped the chat. Awesome. Love it when that happens. SPUX, Starbucks. Now this one took a dive. Whew. Really set up the potential for this to go lower, so be careful. Downside extension, highly likely based on this correction so far. We corrected back down below 76. Puts the indication on that we're going on down here, possibly around 59, 60-ish. Still a giant downtrend of highs. We're going to have to get all the way back up here above the 98 area to tilt the odds. We're going to want to up higher at this point. Roadmap line resistance, 98 area resistance. Target way up here. Not looking too good for Starbucks. Just took a great setup and just mucked it right up when we gapped down on that earnings right there. We may retrace that. So there's going to be sellers if we can gap fill, right? We gap down on earnings. If we possibly gap fill back up to the roadmap line, there's going to be sellers sitting there, people that bought right in there, expecting earnings to be banger and got ripped, and they're going to be sellers if we get back up there. We may not even get that far. Watch out. It may go lower. All right. And CVNA. Carvana. Downside, roadmap line, upside, probably 135. And Oxy. Type OXY. This has been a lackluster chart for a long time. Really faked a lot of people out right here. Everybody knew we were breaking out. I mean, we moved up above that high, that high. We were breaking out, right? And then right back down into the muck. Right back down. Still not done correcting. Still not done. That's all I gotta say. Still not done. How long can this keep going sideways? A long time. Long time. Be careful. It can keep farting around longer than you can stay solvent in the market. All right. Be careful. And this looks like, so far, that move down, this move up, and we may see a flash down to this 52 area right down in here, 50, possibly even 46 area. Somewhere down in here, we may see that flash down. That would be where this whole first correction is basically at equality with this whole correction. And as you can see, it could take all the way out here to middle of next year if that is all in balance. So this may just mess around until we get down here. Be careful on that. It doesn't have to go higher. Well, I mean, you can be like, well, but they own the whole Permian Basin, whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All right. Oil can be going sky high and Oxy just still be sitting here farting around. So be careful. Chart does not indicate we're going higher. BA. This one, on the other hand, right here, very interesting pattern. We came right down, then a couple bucks of my ideal target, bounced strongly, came back up to the roadmap line, tagged it right in here. We tagged it right there, basically tagging it and pulling back a little bit. So what this did, it did move up, retrace into that roadmap line. We get another retrace and it should bust through. This next retrace should, doesn't have to, if we're going bullish from here, should hold this area right here. That area right there. Let me remove some of this other stuff. Let's get these out of the way. Should hold this area right in here around 180, 170, possibly 175. Could go down just a little bit lower than that. Right there. Should hold that area. Find support and bounce. If we start getting below that 175 area, maybe looking for further downside. Maybe that little bit we came up short at 157. So watch for, if that doesn't hold, coming on down here. If that does hold, working on this up here. We didn't get through on the first attempt. Maybe the next attempt over here. Maybe. And I'd like to see, like I talked about before, I'd like to see it break through, come back, retrace before we push on higher. So that's BA for you right now. High probability trade? Not right now. It's not. Not under the roadmap line. It's a big coin flip. Support down here, 157. Resistance right here, 194. And we're closer to resistance than we are to support. Be careful. Be careful. That's the name of the game. There's not a lot of awesome setups right now. I just throwing that out there. Any just chopping sideways. Why the heck do you even want to get involved in that? I mean, what the fudge? What the fudge? It's been, I mean, the highs in 23 and we're still the same place a year and a half later. Is that a banger chart that says, hey, you should get involved in this because we're ripping higher? Not to me. I'd be very careful. In fact, That move up off of the... Look how overlapping that is. Every low overlaps a prior high. You see that, right? You see what I'm talking about? Look at this. So this low right here, right? Overlaps that high right there. This low right here overlaps that high right there. This low right here overlaps that high right there. That's what I call choppy overlapping price action right there. That right there is nasty stuff. Nasty, gnarly price action right there. In a channel, sure, but and we're starting to push down a little bit. That could result in a deeper retrace right down in there. Be very, very, very careful on this. And we could come back right down in here, would be an expectation. Right back to 29. All right, Dell. Well, that one the other day sure looked like it was giving it up, right? It popped and then dropping. Coming back to the roadmap line. Highly anticipated move for me on Dell. Roadmap line right back here. We got extended. I mean, that was a heck of an extension. 2618 right there. Off of this pullback. That was a massive rip. Probably done. Upside probably done for right now. Come back down to this 105 area. Recharge, rest, recharge, rejuvenate, and get ready for another run later. All right. CLSK. CLSK and Mara are probably the only two crypto miners that I think might make it through the next crypto winter at this point. And I could be surprised. Neither one of them could make it. Coming back almost to the roadmap line. I've been calling for that for a little while. A couple people told me I was crazy. Almost there. One little touch lower, and we could be done on that correction. Probably down around 1350. Maybe push just a little bit lower down to 1280. And then go ripping off for the next one. Up there around 30-ish. Possibly for the next target. That's Clean Spark for you. All right. Platinum PL. You see. Will make it difficult on me, huh? Platinum. Look at that. Nothing. Got nothing. Back to the roadmap line, but it's in a big choppy sideways, and it rejected right off the 618 yet again. Look how many times it's done this. So what am I talking about? Look right here. That was the high right there. Right there. That was the low right there. Right? So we draw the fib lines. Use the 2-point tool right here. Click once here. Second click. 2 points, 1.1 up here, 0.2 right here. That draws this fib line right here, this 618. 618 right there. That one right there. Look, resistance, 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 resistance. Holy moly. It's like it's magic. So that's the resistance right there. We turned down off of it, came back to the roadmap line. If we get below the roadmap line, that opens the door. Because of this long upwards consolidation here. Opens the door for that right there. 684 possible on platinum. Maybe like no possible way. Well, yes, possible way. Be careful. There you go. That's platinum. All right. And MDT. Not set for a bullish breakout yet. And I'm going to have to get above that 618 level. And MDT, just choppy sideways, hot mess of garbage. I mean, look. That high, that high, that high, that high, that high, that high. That's a downtrend of highs, lower highs. Don't get involved in stuff in lower highs. Right? If we could break out above that, maybe it's the sloppy head and shoulders. Maybe. You tell me. Sloppy head and shoulders? Maybe. Possibly. Usually the shoulders are more balanced than that. It's like a head, shoulder type pattern. So if we possibly broke out, maybe 110. Maybe. That's also the lowest low there. It's not very strong. Not a very strong case for doing anything off of that. You know, you could run this, but because this is the lowest low, that really doesn't mean a whole lot right there. So right now, there's the potential. I see we turn down there. Got to break above that 618, back above, possibly run into resistance at 91, 92, 96 on the way to that 110 area if the head and shoulders plays out. But I don't know. It doesn't look very strong at the moment. Doesn't look very strong. That's, yeah, it supports 110. Let's see, that move didn't touch the 618, so it's not incredibly strong on the support yet. Could go a little lower. That was a tough one. And it's medical specialty junk, which is one of the 4 things I don't really like to trade. Low price stuff, China stuff, leverage stuff, and anything with the FDA, medical, biotech, pharma, you name it, FDA gets involved. I don't particularly care to mess with it. Be careful on Medtronic. And I say that a lot, right? Be careful. And HWM is just at the rocket ship stage, and there's not much left there at this point. Up at the 3618, possibly 4618, 92, possibly 686, but I would not expect higher than 150 at this point. Be careful. Higher likelihood that we're going to, each one of these rungs we climb higher on this fib ladder, the higher likelihood it is that it retraces very violently. Be careful. And US 30. US 30. And we're trying to pull up this one. That's a CFD. Doesn't give me a ticker that that's a bond, government bond right there. That one, that US 30. It's a sideways chop. More sideways chop. That's probably what we're doing. All right, and AMC. That looks pretty bearish. Hate to say it. That low, that high. And watch out for that right there. $2. GEN. It's basically a big dumpster fire right there, AMC. GEN. You see how this same overlappy, nasty price action, that low overlaps that high, that low overlaps that high. Actually, that was the lowest low, so gnarly price action. That last retrace right at the resistance, probably going to come back to the roadmap line one more time. So that move up at the resistance support right there. Moving higher from here, not the most likely, especially when you zoom out. And this stock has basically gone nowhere for a long time. That's 2016. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 8 years, nowhere. What do you want to get involved for? What's a good reason? What's your good reason to get involved? Banging chart pattern? Nope. Beautiful long-term trend? Nope. You tell me. Awesome chart potential? Just not there. Not too good, if you ask me. So, anyway. Bros. Dutch bros. Now that better looking chart coming up on a target, next target up 43. And unfortunately, we have these highs right over here. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Watch out for these highs right here. Coming across. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Coming into that resistance zone. We popped and sold hard out of that zone once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And now we're here again. Bag holders are going to show up at some point. And they're going to start selling more than we had back here. So be careful. Those people have been sitting there since 22, waiting to sell their position. Could it break on out? It could. It's probably not indicative of breakout until we're back up, getting above this level up here at 62, 63. Yeah, right there. Alrighty. AIYY. Title Trust Yield Max. These yield max things are dangerous. So what makes you say that right there? That is making me some money. That looks dangerous. And we adjust for dividends. Still looks crappy. Don't have any of my technical analysis stuff. That still looks like it's going lower. They're probably eating the NAV with the dividend. Goose and I have been looking at some of these, and when you do the adjust button to adjust for the dividends and it's still on a downtrend, it's not too good. Not too bueno. No bueno. Yeah, be careful. I mean, yield max stuff is pretty rough, and for the most part. CQQ, QY. Oh, that's Defiance. What was it? What's the one I'm thinking? TSLA. That one's pretty rough. Did a reverse split already. It's eating itself alive right there. And then Connie, I think, is a yield max. Yeah, title yield max. Look how violent that one is. A lot of volatility on that one. If you do it on an adjusted basis, though, it's actually climbing ever so slightly. So be careful on the yield maxes. That adjust button is your friend. If you adjust it for the dividend and it's still declining, you should be debating your life choices. I'm just saying. Just saying. And BITF. I mean, long-term hold on something that doesn't have but a couple months of history is a marginal decision. Bitfarms, maybe. I did hold right there, that beautiful low. So what do we got here? Well, it's a rough chart. Possibly a five wave up right there. Possibly a 5-wave up right there. So that could be a 1, 2, 3, 1, and possibly a 1, 2, 1, 2. So a couple possibilities here. If you have no idea what I'm saying, that's cool. You don't have to. Potential for that to be a measured bounce right there with the 5-wave up and the retrace and the 618. Possibly. It's possible we see a move up into this area right here around 8 to 9. Right in there. And then we'll see what happens, because that's right at the all-time high also. Could it extend? It could. 16, possibly. Some crazy numbers like 40, possibly much higher. But I wouldn't count on much more than 8 right now until some more price action proves that's what we're going to do. So this could be wound up. If it is wound up, it'll go right up to 16 pretty quickly when it starts going. Rock and roll up here, consolidate again, and do the final pop, probably up to 40. Not too bad, not too shabby. Still don't expect that one to make it through the next crypto winter though. VTUSD. Dun 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 dun. That's below the roadmap line. Watch out for a deeper retrace. So going off that low, going off that high, support right here. And if we get below support is down here. Watch out for that. Probably going to reach down, try to test that, get below that, right down here. Simple as it is sometimes, LUV. Sometimes the charts are very clear, sometimes they're not. It's like I tell my VIP group, do you want to be an analyst? Then, work on all these difficult charts. Do you want to be do you just want to make some money in the markets? If that's your answer, if yes is your answer to that question, these charts that just look like nasty charts, just dismiss them. Go find stuff that's actually working. Like this one right here, popped up, resistance at the roadmap line, closed back below, gap back down. That is indicative that we may cruise on down lower, down here, on a break below this low right here. Watch out for that down there. All right, MRK. Came up shy of the roadmap bounce. Probably did it on the 4 hour. Yep, 4 hour. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That is some firm resistance right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like 8 attempts to break that zone right there. Definitely has some strong sellers coming in right there. We can break above that though. Game on. That high, that low. So this is up for 134, 136, 140, possibly above that. Not a huge upside potential because the pullback wasn't very big. So there you go. 134 more likely. And statistics, I bet I can pull up statistics on this one. 75% history-wise, and it already had the buy, so 75% likely based on history that we're going up here to 134. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results, so be careful. And RTO. Dun, 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 dun. And what a gnarly chart on the 4 hour. Gnarly chart on the daily. It's just a gnarly chart. Looks like it's going down. That low, that high. And 22 bucks. Be careful. Looks nasty. TGLS. Got a deeper retrace. Broken below the roadmap line. Not what I wanted to see at the moment, but that may be done for now on the move up. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential. That low, that high. We could return back down. There's a little fly in here. Support right now, right in this zone, right there, back where I drew this line. So we may return back down in here on TGLS before we set up the bigger move. I did buy shares back here like 1,000, 2,000, I don't know, like 1,000 shares back here, and sitting on them. That move up, that correction, yep. That next move could take us right up here. It's all in the hips right there. And yeah, so at this point, that's double confirmation, and we may blow on up higher. 207, maybe the actual target on this. So there's the 1, there's the 2, possibly an A, possibly a B. If it's just an ABC correction, we'll probably top out at 135. If it's actually a wave 3, we'll probably get 207 and then correct a little bit and go cruising on higher, possibly on up here, 500 area. And that could take a while. Like we could be talking 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Could be a while. Plan on holding those shares for a while myself. All right, BRZE. Raise. What a nasty chart. So we're in the zone where we need to hold. If we don't hold that zone, watch out for the drop. 19 on the supports. If we break back above the roadmap line, possibly 95 on the upside. That's a wide coin flip of a zone. I wouldn't be long until we're back above 40. Looking for 95. There's the market back open. There's the market. An hour already. All right. Remember, if I say anything that's helpful, beneficial, give me a thumbs up, a like on the video. OZM. Get my finger on it. OZEM. Roundhill weight loss ETF. Yeah, I can't do anything with that. Sorry. Not enough candles to tell you anything about it. PLTR. Possibly that was a bounce off the roadmap line. I really kind of wanted to see this do the dip. That would be much better. Still lower highs. Still in the cautionary zone here. That high, that low. Yeah, this is the danger zone right there. If we can get above that, possibly going up to 28 and 30. If we reject it a second time, could take a cruise right down here, possibly as low as 14. And it could be a fast flush out. Fast flush. XLK, that one. Oh yeah, beautiful. Hit the target. Daily roadmap bounce. That one was highly likely to work out. And the trade is done for me right now. As you can see, there's the entry, there's the exit. Pushing a little higher, 225, possibly 240, 248. And remember, the higher we climb the fib ladder, the bigger the risk for a pullback is. Last one. How big did that one go? Last one made it to the 272. So 240, maybe the target on this move. If we're going to really push it higher. That's XLK for you. UPS. That's starting to look like a dumpster fire, man. I have to be honest with you that that was watermelon C squeeze breakouts and downside target down here. Right down here would be where I would expect it to go. And Biden and Harris 2025 must. Okay. Must have elect vehicles. So, you're saying electric vehicles? Yeah, good luck getting. We don't produce enough electric vehicles for everybody to have one. So, and we don't have the electricity infrastructure. We don't have the. I mean, it may happen, but it's not going to happen any kind of quick time frame unless some sort of major war or something changes this country drastically. That one popping up. Boom. 133. Closed right there. Popping post markets. Earnings were today. It's one of those like it missed on the top number, missed on the bottom number. Right? You all saw that. And we look at the after hours. Close this right here. Go to the extended hours. And look at that pop. Look at that pop. Beautiful. Beautiful pop. Missed all the way around, yet rocket ship right there. I guess the miss wasn't as bad as somebody expected or something. I don't know. You tell me. That's some of the stuff just it's hilarious to me. I usually stay out of earnings because it's just incredibly difficult to trade when things defy logic. But the chart said it was probably going higher. Did I trade it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That was the high. That was the low. I was actually out of it. I traded a smaller time frame bounce. 136 is the target right there. Didn't actually even trigger the entry. On the daily. I traded on the, was it the 1 hour? Yeah. I got in and got out on the 1 hour. Probably the 30 minutes. Nope. That was back there. So I've got these lists right here. Actually, maybe should have just popped this up and looked. So this is the 30-minute list. And yeah, Oracle's not on there. And this one's the 1 hour list. Yeah, Oracle was right there from June 5th. I think it was in and out. I don't think I still have it open. Yeah, I think I got out on the 7th. Much more trades today, though. Anyway, I digress. Got caught up in that one, but 136 upside target, 139, 147 above that. Likely spots. Didn't do the deeper retrace. No. Beautiful, beautiful trade, beautiful setup. RKT, that one fired off on the hourly, I think it was. Daily trade worked out just not that far in the past. I think it was a 1 hour chart. Yeah, 1 hour fired off right there. Don't usually get in the weeds, but I know this one fired off. So kicking on off and like a 1590 upside target. I think that was, maybe it's the 30-minute. 30-minute right there. 1492 target. I don't see it on this list. Oh, I know why. That's a smaller move too. Wasn't that move? It was this move. Yep, right there. That move. 1489, 1492. Yep, that was it. All right. And AAVE USD. Which ones? Pull that one up. That looks like garbage on the 1 hour. And turn that off. Ooh. Went a little deep. Turning down there. Uncertain. Uncertain. Okay, that. Can't say for any certainty what it's about to do. Now we break out above. If it confirms and breaks above this, then we're probably going up. Back above 114. If we don't, if it doesn't start breaking above that, then we're probably coming down here back to the 35 area. Down there. That's the yeah. You zoom out, and that just looks like kind of like GME. Same sort of thing. Be careful. Arian. Yeah, it's just going nuts. Breaking out of the consolidation finally, possibly. Next resistance. Right up there. What happens when we get above that one? Possibly go retest the high. Nothing indicative of trend continuation or anything. That's just stuff being crazy. It's retraced every pop before. Be careful. UCO is just oil in a leveraged way, so be careful. That is an ultra right there, leveraged oil. So nothing I say may work out. Disclaimer. The trade I put back in everywhere in November still completely valid. We kind of hit the conservative exit or conservative entry and retraced. Nice deep fat retrace. Conservative exit 37. 39, 42, 44, 48. There you go. I don't remember what I drew the line on the chart for, but move up and a retrace. I think that had to do with a fib time frame. Just don't remember. Yeah, it could be a 1-2, 1-2, and it could be a little more clear than it is on the actual oil chart, but that coming up shy of the breakout, totally normal on price action like this. Oop, rice and text instead of fibs. That low, that high, that hold at the 618 line could indicate. Sometimes leverage messes up the chart. Sometimes it makes it more clear. It's hard to know which one it is. That's why be careful. It may not follow the patterns. But that all said, if this is a measured bounce, somewhere right in there would be the target. Right in that zone. Could be as low as 39, could be as high as 44, possibly 46 if we're going bullish, but much more likely that we just stop right here. 42 area right there, which is the more aggressive target. So 39, bottom. Funny enough, 39 still the target. 42, that's just the normal, regular plain Jane target. Aggressive target, 42. Much bigger aggressive target, 44. And if we get the bigger bullish continuation, 44. There you go. And SMLR. Why do you bring this funky chart to me? Why? Is this punishment? I mean, it's just a nasty chart. That was the bubble. That was the bubble popping. Have you seen it? You know what the pattern is, right? You know what this pattern is, right? You see that pattern. Do you see it? It's a classic market cycle bubble pattern right there. It can take a while before this thing actually breaks out. So watch out. Like, we're going to have to be careful. All right. We may be working on a new one, but be careful. I mean, that classic overhype and right back down. Messing around, fool's rally, disbelief. Unless we start breaking out and keeping making higher highs, like, I wouldn't mess with it. It's right where it's been. Golly, man. 2018. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 6 years. Sideways, nothing. Ray, you tend to like to shop in the crap. Anyway. Maybe you make good money playing the crap, but ACN looks like it might be headed back down here. And OPRA. Nothing. It's another one of those bubbles, and very easily could break back down, go a little lower. It could come up to a 618 retrace of this. So resistance all the way up here at 21. Support down here at the lows at 4. Not necessarily the greatest. URA is pretty boring and went right back to the Robef line. I predicted it over here. It got there faster. Sometimes I get lucky when I draw these. So we came back to the roadmap line. Bingo, bango. We got to hold it and go again. 34, 35. Upside target. Right up here. If we turn bullish, resistance at this point, right here. Breakout. Otherwise, if we start breaking down below the downtrend of lows, or the uptrend of lows, excuse me, the uptrend of lows, we start breaking down below the uptrend of lows, we can go on a bigger, deeper retrace. And with that kind of move up off the lows, it would not be unexpected to see a move back down in this zone right down here, back down to 24 for URA. Nice. That's pretty crap. Indicative, we're going lower, 120-ish. And XGPT is not a ticker. YBIT. Yo max on Bitcoin. That's going lower. SBLK. Probably coming back to the roadmap line right there. And let's see. I'm new. Didn't know I had to have the name. Too sorry. I just need tickers. Name. I don't know how to look up something if I don't have the ticker. So I got people throwing stuff at me left and right. So GME that held still has the potential to do that craziness, absolute craziness, and that could be a higher high than we had back here. Crazy. It's going again. Be careful. You lose all the hair off your cat. Lose all the hair off your dog in the cat fight. Lose all your hair off the cat in the dog fight. Careful. Could we pop it? Absolutely. Could it be absolutely crazy? You betcha. You betcha. Support for going absolute nutsy, nutso crazy, all-time highs. Yeah. It's in the chart. Possible. Potential. I don't know. I got a few calls. Got some shares. See what happens. I may not stick around after this week. Not so crazy. That's what that is. Not so crazy. And that support's going right up here. 69, 70, 90 area. Watch out. Watch out. And man, I flipped the chart. Dope. INTU. And right back down. And that played out. So that retrace right there. Let's compare that to right here. A little bigger than the last one, but entirely possible that the reaction be very similar. Could take us to 780. And that could need a bigger retrace of that whole move. So support is here at 440. Maybe like JT, that's way down there. Yep, it sure is. So watch out for breakdown below that level. If we get below that high right there, that high right there, right there. If we can hold it up there, 780. Simple as that. MCD kind of broke down below the support zone. Not looking too bueno. Cool. Picked up an arrow somewhere. Kind of set the odds we're going down here. Yeah, probably going down here. This zone right in here, 230 to 245. That zone right in here is probably where we're heading before we find support and can possibly do this or maybe do that. Knife catch. Be careful. And more high low next 6 months. That's not the way I work, so can't tell you. We're at the roadmap line. Supports. There's the resistance. Target above on the resistance breakout would be 340, 338. Next 6 months could be anything. Like, I'm just talking next few weeks, and it's kind of at rest right now, so it could just sit here indefinitely. Typically, we don't get the breakout until 220 days after Bitcoin halving, which halving was April, what, 19th, 20th. So 220 days, roughly December 5th-ish. So it could just sit here. This could sit here. All of crypto could just sit here for the next 6 months-ish, doing nothing. Doing nothing. It could just sit here in this tight consolidation for 6 months. And PM, if that's not what you're prepared to hear, sorry. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. PM finally breaking out of this downtrend here. Potential to go higher. That high, that low, right there. Sets us up potential of 117 on the upside here for cigarettes. And they were invested in Juul, right? And I think Juul just got like reinstated. GNRC. Generac still looking gnarly. Lower high support right there, 128. And I don't know about resistance. It's at the resistance. It's got to break out to go. That's only a 3-wave move up, and it's very proportional at this point. That move up. Resistance at 180. How do I come up with that? Basically the 3-point tool, 1.2 points right there, and I guess 1, 2, 3 right there, and that 177, 180 zone right there. Resistance for going higher if we push higher, and then I'd be very, very careful. If it turns down from there, if it could cruise on up to 240, it'd change the odds for going higher, even higher. And we could be talking about potentially, yeah, got to get above that 256 area to tip the odds. We're going on to 680, 860. Otherwise, it still looks like we're going lower on Generac. PP coin. PP coin. Well, that's just a rocket ship. Little retrace, possibly back down to all those zeros, 782. And the upside on this thing is absolutely ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. And we came up right to that resistance. So next resistance up 0.0003839. Next one up 0.0, was that 3 zeros and a 116? And 0.00095 about that. This is starting out a lot like so many other coins that started out last cycle that went absolutely nuts and then came back to reality. So watch out for this one to play out. Look at, come on. Reminds me of like this one back here. Except we're not quite in the penny, in the 10-cent area, but we could see a nice pop like that before it starts being stupid on PP coin, Peppy coin, POWL. Popped up, retrace, pop up. Hadn't hit the roadmap line, so be careful for the retrace right there. That's support, and we've already hit resistance. So next one up, possibly, I don't know. I have to redraw it. Doesn't have a drone. And turn down right there. Retrace back to the roadmap line. If we come up short again, probably 225, maybe 265 on the upside for Powell. All right, and fun. Oh, I knew it was gonna skip. Let's see, JT Robinhood by Bit Farms. Oh, Farms instead of Bit Stamp. Okay. See you in the morning. AGQ. You have to be more specific on MB. I don't know which chart you're talking about. AGQ. Check it back down the right one. There's support right down there. HOOD. I thought they bought Bitstamp. Let's see. Golly, man. 179. Bunch of garbage. Roaring Kitty live stream. Robinhood. Bitstamp. Yeah, Bitstamp. I was right. It is Bitstamp. You're wrong. Bitstamp acquisition. Yeah, Robinhood to buy Bitstamp. Right there. It's not Bitfarms, it's Bitstamp. Sorry to burst your bubble. I was right. I'm not usually wrong. Anyway. Alright. Sometimes I get messed up, but yeah, I was right on that one. DPZ. And how do I get back off the news? DPZ. Pushing the extension there. Still a bearish move potential. As long as we're in the zone here. Topping zone. We can go down. This move down and this move up. This move up is only 3 waves. It's corrective. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Still at the 1272, which is just a corrective type move. That's where this first move up, this low, and the second move up is just a small extension, which can be very much bearish. Be careful. Until we get an extension and breakout up here to 600, still set up for a very bearish move. That bearish move could be all the way down here, 200 on DPZ. Apple target 210. And draw the chart. There you go. 210. That's where I've held the target for a long time. 224 above that. And NVS. Novartis. Potential for that one to cruise on up to 113 at this point. Right there. And workday. Maybe heading down here. It's got this support right there. If we get below it, probably cruising on down. Could bounce in this area. Very careful right now. Broke through that. Broke through all that. Yep. Ha. Yep. So watch out. Could hold here, but highly likely to go here. If it does go there, check this out. Potential to go up here. Kind of like Boeing. All right, that's workday for you. And Costco has no prediction because it's just doing stupid stuff. No prediction. Sorry. There's no, like, it's ridiculous upside and probably going to correct. And you see, last time it did something ridiculous, it corrected for 22, 23, almost 2 years. Like from April till, I guess, a year and a half, corrected a year and a half in this declining garbage. Be careful, it can do that again. Don't get stuck. Be careful. That's all I can see on Costco. It's at extensions. Nvidia, it's also at extensions. Going to retrace eventually. And there's limited upside left on Nvidia being where it is in the list here. Let me refresh it for today. Apple climbed back above. Like this right here. Just to add 25% to the shares. All right, to go from 120 to 150. Just add 25% at this point. It's going to take $750 billion added to their market cap right here. Think about that for a minute. 750, like, you're like, wow, it only takes $30 to go up that high. $30 times 25 billion shares. It's the law of big numbers at this point. Makes it extremely hard to move the price of NVIDIA. 24.6 billion shares. See that right there, right? 24.6 billion shares. So every dollar that NVIDIA moves right now is $24.6 billion. $1 times 24.6 billion shares. So every dollar NVIDIA moves up or down is $24.6 billion in or out of the market. Law of big numbers. That puts a damper on it. They wanted to keep the stock price being crazy. They should have not split it. But it's like Apple right here. Same sort of muted stuff. $15.3 billion for every dollar Apple moves. Microsoft. Same situation. That's $7.4 billion for every dollar Microsoft moves. Gets to be crazy when you think about it, right? All right. Munger, Buffett, shop in the basement. Yeah. I mean, you gotta be careful. ALB looks pretty horrible. Probably gonna keep going down. Support. Why in here? Support down here around 99, possibly 85. That's ALB for you. And where's the best place to buy a Peppy coin? Check it out right here. Check this out. Come over here. Roll down. Peppy coin, PP coin, however you want to say it. My kids laugh when I call it PP coin. And they're all adults. So here you go. Number 1 place, Binance. Number 2 place, Uniswap. Number 3, well, I guess 2 is Binance also. These are the markets. These are most liquid markets. Peppy USDT, Peppy TRY, Peppy Wrapped Ether, Peppy USDT, Peppy USDT, Peppy USD, Kraken right there, Gate.io. Come on down. This is where I bought it. Number 14, because I have an account there. And it was super easy. I bought it right there. You can buy it at all these places. G-Mini, Gemini, Kraken, Binance, Gate.io. Lots of repeats, different pairs. So these are all considered different markets, all these pairs. Don't get tricked by ads. This is an ad right here. That's an ad, sponsored. Don't get tricked by that. Don't click that link. There you go. Where can you buy it? Lots of places. Lots and lots and lots of places. And there's more places. Although, as you get down the list, the liquidity is going in the toilet. So be careful. There's like 136 roughly liquid markets on Peppy. Golly, man. Little bitty tiny fly keeps flying right into my glasses and bouncing off. Anyway. All right. Yeah, I talked about you, Romer. Out fishing again. Anyway. Hope you caught a big one. And there you go. That's how it works. No reason to apologize, anybody. You're welcome. Hope you all enjoyed it. There's only 50 people left on the stream, so I'm going to call it here. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you in the morning. 9:15. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll go through what's moving for the day. Look at that CPI. See how it's rocking the pre-market. And coming to TTL. from our training lab in-person VIP. I'll see you for dinner tomorrow night at my favorite restaurant. You got the address